What if I told you that your daily ritual of drinking water and taking a shower were exposing you to a toxic cocktail of contaminants? Or can you imagine just having a sip of water or getting into the shower and you are slowly poisoning yourself without even knowing it? Well, brace yourself because today we're going to talk about the hidden dangers of tap water. Hi, my name is Adele and welcome to Forever Young. Well, this is going to be an eye-opening video because I thought I knew a lot about tap water. As a matter of fact, when I was in my 20s, I used to sell filtering machines, over-the-counter water filters when nobody was doing it at all. And we had to do a lot of lessons on water and everything. So when I was doing research for this video, boy, my eyes were even opened further. I was pretty much shocked at what I had seen. You can go to the EWG, that's the Environmental Working Group, and you can look up by your zip code what's in your water. And you'll be pretty shocked when you go there. As a matter of fact, they have a little guide and you can download it. I put it up on the screen here because I thought it was very interesting. It says filter, filter, filter. Filter your water. That's how you say they want you to stay safe. Matter of fact, they said not only is it dangerous, but it's super dangerous for pregnant women and infants. Well, that was a shock right there. That's how they're telling you. So I thought our water was barely kind of safe, but apparently you need to filter your water, and we're going to get into all that later, but let's move on. I checked on the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, that's supposed to look after us and the environment and our water, and they haven't done this, changed the studies for the legal limits of all of these things that they have in our water for 20 years, and we know there's a lot more chemicals in our water and in our air and everything else. So that was eye-opening. So let's just talk about some of the things you're going to find when you go and look for yourself. And like I said, I'll put the address down below if you want to check this out. You're going to find things like chlorine, chloramine, herbicides, arsenic, lead, fluoride, pharmaceuticals, mercury, PFAS. We're going to get into those later. It's pretty scary. So let's just start with chlorine. In 1908, they started putting chlorine in our water, so basically we wouldn't die. I mean, there were a lot of diseases in the water, and so they started putting the chlorine in the water. Well, the chlorine kind of goes through the pipes, and sometimes it dissipates a little bit, so they have added chloramine. Now, chloramine is ammonia and chlorine. So it's very, very strong, and it lingers more into the body. So we know that, let me just check my notes on this because I want to make sure what it's linked to. Chlorine, high blood pressure, heart disease, cancer, even Alzheimer's. Now, if you have filtered water in your sink, then you're drinking it or cooking with it, and then you take a shower, don't be fooled, because when you take a shower, you are getting 6 times more chlorine and all the other chemicals inside your body. It goes into your bloodstream. I mean, we know our skin is the largest organ in our body. So you're going to get all of these chemicals. And we do all these things so we can look good, like we do our skincare here. We talk about beauty and shiny hair and wonderful skin. Well, the chlorine's dulling your hair, making your eyes red, taking out your hair color if you color your hair, and a lot of us do. So what's happening? Pretty much all your beauty routines and health routines are going down the drain, not to mention all the things that are going inside of your system. Let's talk about another thing. We've got lead. Oh my God, lead. Lead is a heavy metal, okay? So lead has been known for cardiovascular problems, decreased kidney function, high blood pressure, hypertension, reproductive problems. Actually, lead is not good in any form in our body. We're always trying to get rid of detoxing and heavy metals. Well, can you imagine? Our pipes are very old, and that lead is going into our water system, and it's poisoning us. It's very bad for us. Lead is very toxic. As a matter of fact, I think her name is Rahita Fox, if I'm pronouncing it right. She's the administrative assistant of the United States EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, and she was quoted as saying that every 2 minutes a pipe is broken in the United States. Well, can you imagine that? I mean, here we are with all these bad pipes anyway here, and these pipes are broken all over, and we're getting lead into our system. The next thing we've got, fluoride. Fluoride is a whole other story because it's been in the news, it's been controversial. It was actually put into our water quite a while back, but the problem is it was really supposed to be for teeth, and there's the dental association, and there's all kinds of controversy about whether you should have fluoride or whether you shouldn't, but it was never meant to be put into our water. Fluoride is very, very dangerous. Just some of the things with fluoride, it's banned in other countries, by the way. Isn't that interesting? Because the United States, take, just off the subject for a minute, but take high fructose corn syrup. We know that's bad for us, right? It's banned in other countries, but not here. Okay? Ketchup. Ketchup has 3 ingredients here. I mean, in other parts of the country. Here, it has a long list of all kinds of ingredients that are bad for us. Why are we doing that? We are the richest countries in the world, the United States of America, but yet we have some of the sickest people, some of the most obese people, and we're supposed to have this great healthcare system. So that's a whole nother story. I don't really want to get started on that. But fluoride is very dangerous. As a matter of fact, there was a new study, it's only a year old, that was done by Harvard studies, and what they did is they actually had to get a FOIA request, which is a Freedom of Information Act, and they had to sue certain agencies. I don't want to say their names on the video here, but they had to sue them to get the information of what's in the water as far as fluoride, how high it was, and it was damning. And I had to really search for this study. You don't just find it just one, easy like that. You have to know the name, you have to know. So I found it, I put it down below. You can look at it if you want. Make your own decisions, but that's fluoride. Fluoride goes into the brain. It's been known to lower IQ. It'll make you lose your hair. Fluoride, that's another one. Then of course we have, arsenic. I get worked up on this stuff. We have arsenic. Now arsenic, you cannot smell it, you can't taste it, and you can't boil it out of your water. As a matter of fact, if you try, it'll get stronger. So that's also in our water. Then we have the pharmaceuticals, of course. Now, the pharmaceuticals, because of the way we get rid of our medicines and things, they're going into our water system. And on manufacturing companies, and they're just getting into our water system. So we're taking all kinds of pharmaceuticals into our system. So if you think that you're not taking any medications, you are, if you're drinking tap water or showering in it. And if you are on medication, you could have a contraindicator of how you shouldn't be using those things together. I mean, they add up in our system. Our animals go outside and urinate on the ground, have their feces, and it goes in through the soil and it gets into our water. So that is really bad. But don't worry, because the World Health Organization says that the chlorine will kill 50% of the pharmaceuticals. But they, quote, say, we have no idea about the other 50% or any of the long-term effects. Wow. So do you want to trust that? So that's another thing. Then we have the PFAS. Now these PFAS are interesting. The reason these are called, I want to put the name up on the screen because it's hard to pronounce. They're called forever chemicals. Why? Because they stay in your system forever. And they're from manufacturing companies, that have stainless steel, not stainless steel, non-stick cookware. They put treatments on our rugs. All this stuff is leaking into, it's consumer products mostly, leaking into the water system. And as a matter of fact, there's lawsuits all over about these PFAS at different states. People are saying they've got liver cancer from this. They have got renal cancer, testicular cancer. There's suits going on about these PFAS in the water. And let me tell you something, California is 23 in the health, down at the bottom comparable to other places. So not good. Now, so we want to get some type of filters. I'm going to talk a little bit about that. And bottled water, getting back to when I used to sell filtered water softener things for the kitchen. We used to have to go out and to the places where they would have the bottled water, like Sparklets and Arrowhead and all those different waters. Remember where they would get the big jugs and they would deliver them to your house and turn them over, and you'd pay a price by the month and get your water in your plastic bottles? Well, we used to see all of those bottles just sitting out there in the dust, open before they even capped them, and nobody was checking anything. Then they would sit outside, they'd finally cap them, they put them in a hot car, that would sit there for days, and then they would deliver them to you in the plastic. So we know better now, but that's how they used to do it. So that's what you used to get. And now bottled water, if you're drinking bottled water, let me tell you that the FDA has no requirement to check what's in the bottled water. So that bottled water is really kind of a marketing thing. You know, you're really getting it from the municipalities. You're not really getting it. It's pretty much tap water. And I mean, there's very few. You can get some mineral water in a glass bottle that's better for you, but that's bad for you. It's in a plastic bottle. So my suggestion is we're going to go over some budget-friendly and different types of water filters, and talk about what you can do to really help yourself, because you don't want to be drinking this water. You're cooking with it, you're putting it on your skin, and it really could be affecting you. I mean, maybe you've got brain fog or hormones that are off, even though you're trying to take the right things. So you want to have filtered water. I want to tell you about, and I'm not sponsored on this, I have no links for it, but I want to tell you about the filter I have. It's called a Berkey filter. Full disclosure, it's under some kind of scrutiny right now because it was probably the best gravity filter that everybody has in the United States, people that have really done a lot of research on these filters. It's a gravity filter. It's fantastic. I'm going to show you a picture of it. I have it in my kitchen. And there's a ways you're going to be able to get it, but I want you guys to kind of look into it anyway, because it's so good. I highly recommend it. You can go to usberkey.com and read about why there's a lawsuit going on, which was completely bogus, and they're going to win, so they're appealing it. The company is suing the EPA. The EPA said something about the water filter that's not true. I don't want to get into the weeds, but it's one of the best water filters. It takes everything out. I mean, fluoride, everything. And they last for years. They do have some Berkeys on Amazon. I wouldn't get those because when you look, it's only taking chlorine out. So I don't know what they're doing over there on that, but I would go to, Berkey USA, check it out for the future. The filters are a little hard to get right now, so they have some replacement filters that are good, but they don't last as long as the original ones, and that's what they're having trouble fulfilling those orders right now. So that's the Berkey. I love it. So check that out. But let's go into some budget-friendly things. These are things, I'll put the link down below of different ones, and you can kind of look at it. People have suggested them to me. There is a reverse osmosis underneath the sink, not too expensive. There's the Brita pitcher. I mean, you can get it for $19, $20, $25, $30, depending on the size. You must get these things. The Pure filter, the Zero water filter is another one. But there'll be a variety for you to look at, so check that out. You must do that. What I can recommend is I can recommend the Aquasana water filter. I have that in my bathroom, in my shower. It's fantastic. I bought it just recently for my daughter's birthday. They're about $60-something, and you can get those on Amazon. They're fantastic. I always use, it's so simple to put in, and you're going to have good water, and it's not going to get all these things in your skin. And the Pure water filters and the things like that, Brita, they're not going to take as much out as something like a Berkey or a whole house unit, but you got to start somewhere. You cannot be having this tap water in your system because it's just wreaking havoc with people's health. It's not healthy. You can see by the Environmental Working Group, you can see by the EPA telling you about the broken pipes and all the other chemicals we have. This is a lifestyle and health and beauty, but it's a health channel. You want to be healthy, because the best thing you can do for your looks and to feel great is to be healthy. So I thought, this wasn't like the most uplifting video I could do, but I thought it was important that you take care of your health, you're cooking with this water, you're drinking it and bathing in it, you need to be aware of what's in it. So I'll leave all of the links below. I'll leave the studies. I think it was scientific. There's another scientific study that just did another one on fluoride too. So you want to get those filters, take care of your health. I hope you got something out of this. I hope if you have a drinking unit for your tap water, that you'll go get a shower unit. They're, like I said, they're really not that expensive. Do what you can, start somewhere, and I hope you found this video helpful. And if you have something that you think is great that you want to share with everybody, the water filters, please do. There's always the whole house filter. I don't have that here, but you can always look into that too. But I hope I've given you some ideas to at least get started, and I hope to see you on my next video.